Hey everybody, it is January 5th, 2020. So I knew it was bound to eventually happen. I didn't expect it to happen so fast, but as of this morning, I woke up and had $1 in my account. So for everybody who doesn't know the backstory of what's happening, I was sexually assaulted, raped by a supervisor who had complete control over my future with the company that I had just started with the airline that I had just started with. One thing led to another. I eventually reported him. The company did nothing. The company has never done anything. Whenever I reported to him, I expected they were going to do something. They didn't. He ended up being at the airport whenever I got home from a trip, and I don't know, it just sent me into shock, because I had expected they did something. Even without telling me, I expected that they did something, and they hadn't. He still worked for the company, and I reported him again, and the company didn't investigate, didn't do anything. They were already in the process of letting him go for something completely different, so they just let him go for that thing. He was able to go and work for another company. There's nothing in his record that stops him or prevents him from doing the same exact thing that he did to me, and possibly to others. There was reports that he did others the same way, and the company did nothing. All of this ended up leading to me being depressed and missing work. I ended up being sick, missing work, calling in, and the company did nothing to help me throughout any of the process. And in fact, they even worked to try to fire me. Whenever I went to file for a workers' comp, they sent out a Fedex to me at my home to let me know that they were working to terminate me, to let me go. That they were investigating possible ways of reprimanding me up to and including termination. They stopped paying me. They stopped paying me long before that. They didn't offer anything to help me, and now I ended up losing everything. My only options were to either go and basically stay at a homeless shelter, and which would have been really bad for my mental and emotional health anyway, or make the most of the situation. I don't have family, so I couldn't go and stay with family. My family disowned me whenever I came out. And I've had people that wrote me and were like, you could just come and stay here, but I don't want to put my burdens on anybody else. So instead of just staying in Fort Lauderdale and just going and living in a homeless shelter and just going into a deeper depression, I know that would have had a major effect on my emotional and mental well-being. So I chose to make something more positive of it and to start traveling, to visit people, maybe stay in places stay with people for 1 or 2 nights, but not put a lot of burden on any one person, because I just don't see doing that. I don't want to do that. This whole situation has put me in a place where I have to ask others for help, and I hate it. This is not something that should be put on other people. This is not something that other people should have to do anything to help me with. This is something the company should have stepped in. The company has known now that they knew whenever I was about to go homeless, they knew I was about to lose everything. They let it happen. They didn't care to help me. They haven't helped me in any of the process whatsoever. And now I'm down to nothing. I am down to $1 in my bank account. And they have nothing but excuses for why they've let this happen. And I'm struggling. It's really bad. People have offered to help, and they said to reach out if I needed help, but I don't I don't feel comfortable reaching out to people and saying, hey, I need help. Like, this is not anybody else's fault. The company should have never let this happen. Never let this happen. And they on a... It sucks. It sucks so damn bad. I can't go... The company can't terminate me. They aren't paying me. I can't just walk away from the company because it's like me giving up. And I can't take on an ongoing job with any other company while I'm still with this company. So I'm just in a position where I'm getting screwed. And it sucks so damn bad. But I'm still trying to make the most of it. I'm doing as best as I can and just trying to push through. I can't continue to see a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist because I don't have money for copays. You can't pay copays with $1 in your bank account. So I'm basically turning to YouTube and talking like this right now. This is my help, and it actually helps. It helps a lot to be able just to talk. I've been able to meet people, and that's been great, and talk to people and get to know people and do all of that. So that's been wonderful, but it sucks that I have no security right now. I have $1 in my bank account. I'm close to losing my car, and the company has just let this happen. I think it's sad. They know what has happened. They know that I was on the verge of losing everything, and they didn't care. They haven't helped one bit. It feels like their whole objective was to basically suffocate me until I just couldn't do anything. They wanted to see me just go to nothing, and I'm not going to nothing. I'm not going to just shut up. What happened to me should never happen to anybody, and I feel like it happens to a lot of people in a lot of companies, and I think it's time for it to stop. I know it's time for it to stop, and I'm going to keep speaking out until hopefully it goes to where it's nothing, like where this isn't happening to people. This should never happen to anybody. Once you have reported something like this to a company and you have proof, which I do, I have text messages from this person telling me that they wanted to do it to me again. I have text messages from this person harassing me, non-stop harassing me, trying to get me to meet up with them after work, after whenever we weren't on company property. And I had to come up with excuses to not. Whenever that's reported to a company, the company should react. And if they don't, then they should be held responsible for that, because they're putting their people, not just the person it happened to, but others at risk of having this happen to them. And that's exactly what has happened. They let this person continue to work for the company after they received the report, after I reported them with proof of what happened. They let this person continue to work there, putting not only myself but others at risk. And it's so much bullshit that they let this happen. And now, the person that was attacked, the person that had this happen to them, has $1 in their bank account, and the company doesn't care. It's bullshit. It's so much bullshit. And I've gone from being sad to pissed. I am pissed because, not only because of what has happened to me, I care about what's happened to me. Of course, I care about my own well-being. I care about myself. But they left open a door so this could happen to other people that might not be able to speak up. That instead of reporting, instead of doing something else, those people could have been in a situation where they couldn't speak up, where they couldn't do anything. And instead of reporting it, they feel valueless, and in some cases probably could have hurt themselves or committed suicide because they didn't know how to handle it. And it gets me and it pisses me off to no end that a company would let this happen. Not just because of what's happened to me financially and what I feel, but because they left the door open for this predator to attack other people. There were reports before me. I saw it happen that somebody got released because they wouldn't do sexual acts with this person. And I knew exactly what that person was feeling. And they said no, and they got punished for saying no to that person, for not having sex with that predator. And I don't know if that person's report is true or not. I don't know if what that person experienced is exactly what I experienced. I have no idea. I don't know the full story behind that, but I know what I saw. And I saw that person say that he went through the exact same thing I went through, that I was going through. Except for he said no, and I had to say yes because I had nothing else. It's all just bullshit. It's all bullshit for what this company has put me through and for what they left the door open to happen to other people. And I'm pissed. I am pissed off, and I feel like I have every right to be pissed off. Companies should not allow this to happen. Once somebody has used their power to take advantage of other people, sexually or in any other way, a company should act. Once they have proof that something like this has happened, a company should act on that proof and do something about it. Not just sweep it under a rug to let that person continue to harass and assault other people. It's frustrating to me because I don't know what else this person has done to anybody else, but I know the door was left open for him to do this to other people, and it's at the company's fault. This is on that company. It all hurts. It hurts so bad that this company would let this happen. It hurts bad, my situation. My situation are truly bad. But more than that, I go to bed every night and I think about what this guy was able to do to other people. All because this company refused to act. It makes me sad. It makes me sad because I'm being punished for something that wasn't my fault. It is not my fault that predator raped me. It is not my fault that this happened to me. But I'm making the most of it. And I'm still being punished. This company should have acted to fix this a long time ago. The first time I reported what happened, with proof, the company should have acted. And they did not act. And now here I am, traveling, doing YouTube videos and sharing my life. And hoping that I can meet people and hear their stories and share those experiences and make the most of a negative situation. I'm doing my best. But I'll tell you what, it's damn hard. It's damn hard because of what the company has put me through. It is damn hard because of what that predator got away with. And I wonder how many reports came before mine that were just ignored. And why? I feel for people that have to go through this and don't have a voice. Who can't stand up. Who maybe didn't have proof, but they know what happened to them. And they couldn't prove it. And they had to live with the situation they were put in. It all hurts. Really, really bad. It hurts so bad. Because I know what I experienced. I know what I'm experiencing. And I can only imagine what other people have experienced. All of this just pushes you so close to the edge. It sucks. It literally sucks so bad. If someone wasn't strong enough, they would just give up. And the way that this company has handled this, it pushes me, and I can tell that they couldn't care less. They really couldn't. I'm just a number. I'm honestly just a number to them. Everybody who works for them is just a number. And that's exactly what I feel. And it sucks so bad. Because I gave up so much to be with this company. And they honestly couldn't care less. And I wish I hadn't given up so much to be with them. I really do. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. And I feel like I don't have any more fight in me, but I've got to keep pushing forward. I have $1 in my account, and I'm basically just stuck in San Diego right now. And I don't want to ask anybody for help because I know that this shouldn't be their burden. This shouldn't be put on anybody else. This is something the company should be working to fix, and they aren't. And it's sad. It is so sad. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting. Every step of the way, I'm going to keep fighting. And I'm going to remember everything I went through, and I'm going to think about all the people that have been hurt by predators before. People that didn't have the voice. People who didn't have a voice to be able to push forward. This is for them. I'm going to keep fighting. This shouldn't happen to anybody, period. This shouldn't happen. This should have been fixed the first time it was reported. Not from me, from anybody that had reported this predator. The person that I saw it play out with before, whenever that person mentioned everything that happened or that they felt happened to them, there should have been an investigation opened. There should have been questions asked. There was nothing. It was all swept under the rug. And I watched that play out as my own thing was happening, as this predator was harassing me, after this predator had sexually assaulted me. And I felt silenced. Like if I said anything, I would be punished too. And I just lived with it. I lived with it until that piece of shit had no more control over my life. And then I did everything I could, and the company didn't act. The company did nothing. And here I am. This is me. This is what I'm experiencing. And this is only a piece of what some people experience. Some people have it so much worse. Especially if you don't have proof of what happened. There has to be change with this. There has to be change with this. And I'm going to do everything I can to be a positive change for this. I'm going to be a voice for what happened to me and what happened to many others. Okay. Sorry, it's another sad, negative video. I promise I'm going to work to try to be more positive. It's just one of those days. All right. I love you all, and I'll see you soon.